It's Friday, October 26th. I'm Wayne Moore. This is Evening Update. At the top of the news, a judicial recount will be held Monday morning in Peachland. That will determine their next mayor. The recount was asked for after incumbent Sidney Fortin and challenger Harry Goff finished in a dead heat. Goff, who attended a recount hearing Friday morning, filed an affidavit. He asked the election be put aside and a new election held. The judge hearing the recount application did not make a ruling, saying it's a matter for the Supreme Court. Goff questioned the procedure around the handling of ballot boxes, claiming they were not sealed, and there was never an explanation as to where the boxes were stored. The woman accused of barging into an Osoyoos mother's home, declaring she wanted to see the baby, is back behind bars after violating her bail condition. 45-year-old Sharon Forner appeared in Penticton Court Friday and pleaded guilty to 2 counts of breach of recognizance after being thrown out of the recovery home in Surrey that she was released to under strict conditions last month. She was thrown out of the facility after being accused of theft. A week into cannabis legislation, an RCMP in our province have yet to deploy federally approved drug screening devices. The Drug Test 5000, which tests saliva for the presence of cannabis and other drugs, was approved by the federal government in August. $161 million was earmarked for training and equipment over the next 5 years. Officers are using roadside standardized field sobriety testing and drug recognition expert evaluations to determine a driver's cannabis impairment. The city of Enderby has unveiled its regulations around cannabis sales and consumption. In order to legally sell, retailers must apply to the city, but only after receiving a license to do so from the province. Consumption in the city is prohibited. That's the same as alcohol. If you saw smoke in the hills near Cary Road in West Kelowna, no need for alarm. Turns out what some thought was a brush fire is actually a controlled burn. Debris from the fire mitigation work done in the summer is being burned off now. The annual Remembrance Day Poppy campaign kicked off in Kelowna Friday morning at the downtown Royal Canadian Legion. Along with this year's Poppy Drive, the Legion is trying something new this year.
Yeah, we're doing the field of crosses, and we took all the names from the cenotaph, the 242 names that are on there from the First, Second World War and Korean War. And we're setting up crosses like, you would go to Europe and see all the military graveyards. Yeah. So it's just all the guys that never made it back and they don't have a grave site here. So it's just a temporary thing.
The Field of Crosses will be set up in City Park on November 3rd. COSAR continues their search for a missing man in the Oyama area. A spokesperson for the group says Martin Cordon was reported missing Wednesday. He's an experienced outdoorsman, but friends and family say it is out of character for him to be gone so long. COSAR members are focusing their search efforts on the Oyama Lake High Rim Trail area. The provincial government and RCMP brass remain non-committal in a response to complaints from the town of Oliver about the impact the Okanagan Correction Centre has had on their local detachment. The town raised the concerns and the desire for 2 additional officers during UBCM meetings earlier this year. The town did receive 1 new officer prior to the opening of the centre in 2016. A Fort St. John man has been deemed inadmissible to Canada for being a security risk based on his Facebook post prompting terrorism in support of the Islamic State group. Otman Hamdan is a Jordanian national who was acquitted of terrorism-related charges by a BC Supreme Court judge back in 2017, but immigration authorities arrested him and determined at multiple detention reviews that he poses a danger to the public. Some Okanagan residents are going all out for Halloween this year. If you're looking for some of the spookiest haunts and family-friendly homes, check out Castanet's interactive map for some of the scariest houses in the Okanagan. And Saturday morning, one lucky Kelowna resident will drive away in a classic 1972 Mercedes-Benz convertible. Our sister radio station, Okanagan Oldies 103.9, has been amassing a list of 103 entrants over the past several weeks. Contestants will gather at Kelowna Mercedes on Enterprise Way at 10 a.m., where some lucky resident will drive away in the vehicle. Okanagan weather, clouds, some showers the rest of Friday, but sunshine expected to return Saturday. Coming up tonight and tomorrow, meet Kelowna's newest city councillor, and it may still be a while before the Ponderosa Motel comes down. For details on these and the rest of the day's news, keep it here at castanet.net. Have yourself a great weekend. For Castanet News, I'm Wayne Moore.